If you need to make a series of drawings depicting the swing of a baseball bat, how do you do it? The industry standard way to do it is to lay out your key poses, and then, so the key poses might look like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you draw the in-between drawings until the motion looks smooth enough. The key poses are the important thing, though, so experienced animators tend to draw the keys, while the less experienced draw the in-between drawings. This way you can make the best use of your top talent. But how do animators know what to draw? There are various design sheets for characters, mecha, and so on. Also, there's a storyboard, which is basically the visual script for the animation. The director will delegate the various cuts to the animators, and these animators will typically draw everything in the cut: characters, mecha, and effects. If there's a cut that's especially heavy with effects or mecha or battle choreography, a director might delegate it to a specialist animator. The director also determines the length of each cut and sometimes orchestrates the voiceover sessions. Before animating, the key animators will use the storyboard sketches to create layouts, which are detailed drawings depicting the characters' backgrounds and exact diagrams for camera movement within a cut. Sometimes in high-end feature films, there will be a team just for layouts, but most of the time it's the key animators translating the storyboarder's vision to the screen. Anyway, after these layouts are approved, the animators can begin animating. So now that you have various key animators and in-betweeners working on a production, how do you make sure that every drawing looks the same? You have a position called the animation director, which is better described as the animation supervisor. The supervisor will clean up drawings and make sure visual continuity is maintained. So here's a piece of keyframe-only animation. Now here's the same piece after it's been corrected and in-betweened to the point where it's buttery smooth. And here it is after coloring and compositing. So the animation workflow is like this. The storyboard is approved or sometimes created by the director, who then delegates cuts to the key animators based on their skill. After their layouts are approved by the director and animation director, key animation begins. The keys are corrected by the AD and then sent to the in-betweeners. And sometimes the in-betweens go back to the AD for correction. And finally, the finished drawings go to the coloring and compositing team. Regarding the in-betweening process, the key animators make their keys, and then on an animation sheet they get to mark how many in-between drawings they want and where they should go. Those instructions then get passed to an in-between animator. Now if we go back to this original key animation here, you can see these rough construction lines. These are in-between guides to help the in-betweener, so key animators actually have a fair bit of control over the in-betweening process. So all that is the basic anime production process, but it's a simplified view. Some shows will have many directors, and any episode can have many animation supervisors. If you see an absurd number of ADs on an episode, it's sometimes indicative of low skill or offshored key animation, necessitating a large cleanup crew to make the shoddy animation drawings look okay. But anyway, when we're talking about these big name animators, what we are referring to are the people who make the key drawings. This is what they're really creating. So the guy who animated this scene is Hironori Tanaka, and I'll be talking about him later in this presentation.
All right, so we're going to move on, and Neil's going to talk to us a little bit about the history of Japanese animation, cover a few guys along with that from the early years. So go ahead.